Hey everyone, welcome back to another battle report. This time it's some Canadians versus Soviets and Conflikt 47 and 1250 points playing Envelopment. So the other, none. Onto my opponent's list. So yeah, he ran a little bit more armor this time. He's got the Light Walker, the Merlin, and the Priest Kangaroo. So semi mounted force. Onto my stuff. So pretty much mix it up a little bit. One thing that is new is the scout car here. So got that painted up and just giving it a try. So my deployment, the artillery pieces over here, medium machine gun, sniper, you see big stompy, inexperienced guys, the LT, and the spotter. So on to one. So yeah, we get decent amount of pins sprinkled around, so I pretty much just spend this whole turn rallying because yeah, you see him everywhere. Yeah, he brings a lot of his stuff in. The stuff he does bring in, he brings it in as hide. So I pretty much just rally. I don't even think I get like a shot off this go around. Um, just a nice little painted up. He did a good job on this. So just snapped a pic of it. But yeah, pretty quick turn one because really didn't do much. So on to two. So yeah, he's cleared a lot of pins or attempted to. In the case of him. And you see the observer here. So yeah, he ran on. So forget exactly when he'll do it, but I believe on 3. But he places the marker in here in case I forget. So yeah, you just see a little stuff coming in. Yep, bringing in his guys. I did. The sniper was able to hit the mortar team here, but he's sneaking his guys up. So as expected. And the light walker on my left. So yeah, Big Stompy will probably end up having to reach out, or the artillery piece. I did keep a lot of my armor, anti-armor stuff in reserve because I didn't want to get accidentally hit. So the engineers in a truck and the heavy infantry in a truck. So that was really my plan, was to kind of use those to just stop gap because I got Big Stompy. He wasn't afraid of the preliminary bombardment, so he'll just go. I kept him out so he can kind of move whatever direction he needs to, with enough cover that if the Merlin came in, he's safe from that, at least initially. So a little close up on his stuff. You see the items taking a hit from either the sniper or like my inexperienced guys. But based on that, yeah, it's envelopment, so he's got to come at me. So he's bringing everything forward. Yep. So that's when I seen these guys in the open. I brought in my first group of reserves, veterans with the LMG, and so we just kind of lied into them. You see the free squad just moseying up, not really doing much, but I mainly just use them to throw pins on like open top vehicles, like a Ram Kangaroo right there. Yeah, and he could see where that was heading, so he jumps them out pretty quick. LT, I think he snuck up in here to help out, but yeah. So he jumps them out before I just keep stacking up a bunch of pins on them and make both units useless. You see everybody sneaking up, and yeah, they're taking some fire for their effort here. So yeah, Big Stompy. I think I want to take credit for it. Yeah, because yeah, he walked into the woods and believe he cracked a shot off on that one. Jeep sneaking up here. He's in the process of painting up his, so we just use this for now. Yeah, so getting a little, you kind of see the stage. So in this one is the bazooka team. So yeah, if you're wondering why he's driving a Jeep up there, right at the biggest thing, well, that's why. But yeah, we're kind of just staging things now. On to 3. So yeah, just a close up, you see the like what he did here. So yeah, the infantry and everything kind of just, they got popped, so he's using them for cover. So yeah, he's a big gamble. So knowing I had this big centerpiece in here, and one thing I didn't mention, he keeps failing his reserve roll for that Merlin. Like he tried to bring it in, so he's failed. I think at this point the last 2. So that's his other counter for this. So he decides to that's what the bazooka was here for. So, between this and the Merlin, he was hoping to counter him. So he drives it out and hopes to get lucky, but I end up popping it and end up killing the guys inside. So about this time too, I also bring up they see the scout car come rolling in, and it just keeps stacking the fun on these guys. To their credit, man, they're not dying. They're not exactly living too well, but they're still on the board. Um, so yeah, you kind of see us. He's bunching up here, bouncing from cover to cover. He's really, yeah, he's really hurting with that Merlin, not coming in when needed. Yep. And so now, at least in death, the Jeep will provide some cover, so they're, you know, continuing on the objective, moving up here, just trying to get in my table or deployment. And on that note, so about this time, like I said, I don't think I marked it earlier or at least on this turn, but yeah, observer did his targeting, and he's running with the Guardian, which I thought I was being slick. Like, got my guys in the reserve, so they hop out, ready to do some damage, and just whiff. I think we hit him once. Um, so yeah, not their finest hour. Um, yeah, and even then, so yeah, he tries to, with the main threat gone, he's turning and popping over here. So yeah, he whiffs too, but looks cool. Um, oh, and man, yeah, luckily I was able to fire him. I at least put some thought into it, and was fired him before moving him over. On to 4. So, yeah, the price of failure. So you see them get cooked. I'm at least lucky enough I didn't die thanks to the Soviet like reroll, and I was able to point blank, and we just dump shots at each other. So that worked out for me. Um, at least from the picking up the dice, like, these guys are wrecked at this point, but all that matters is there's one left, so I'll take it. And you see these guys aren't too fond of the snipers, so they've come to have some words with them. The spotter, shoot them quickly, quickly. Um, and speaking of spotters doing their thing, yeah, he's having none of it. So he has a SMG here, comes up and sprays them down. Um, yeah, so really, yeah, he's not a chump. Um, so he calls in that strike, doesn't hit. Like, I think 2 or 3 turns is not doing it, but he's doing his thing. He's called it as the artillery strike. It's not his fault if they don't fire. He's coming up killing our heavy infantry, so yeah, earning his pay today. And finally, Big Stompy shows up doing his thing. I think he mows down some of the squads in the open. So you see him. He came in right here using the. We just treated these as line of sight blocking, so it's he's using this good cover. Come in and just mowing down some of my shamucks here. Yeah, just a close up again. I like what he did with these guys, and this thing just looks cool. And so I decided to return the favor, move him on back, and try to spread the MMG and HE love. That brings us to 5. So yeah, at this point, he's got about 1 or 2 squads in my deployment area, and yeah, but I do have 4 kills to my name, so we're doing pretty good back and forth here. Then you see his flamethrower team coming up. Luckily, really trying to test out my recce here. Test pass fail course today, boys. So yeah, you can kind of see him sneaking his small teams up. So I got to be cautious here. Otherwise, yeah, he would just be able to bolt up here at the end and rack up a lot of points. Another just cool action pose of these guys doing their thing. So yeah, they're moving up. They're ready to have some words with them. Yeah, and just kind of the board state. So yeah, my inexperience here. Yeah, he did fire, and I of course backed up the half distance, half movement to get out of range. And then you see the 10 boys kind of. Yeah, I think they've already. I think he's tried to bring them in for a while now, and that just ain't working. Finally gets them in, but I think they don't have enough. We don't have enough turns in the game for them to get up here, and so now it's time for the showdown. So Stompy versus Stompy. Um, yeah, notice the sniper's gone. I think we traded some shots here, but I forget exactly who did all the damage. But yep, and engineers also pop out, so we're ready. It's the make or break for them on the 6, and it's break. So I did shoot these guys, but didn't pretty much whiffed. Um, Big Stompy smokes them, put some pins on him, and at this point we end up calling it because um, he killed one unit. I ended up killing about 5 of his. He did get two two units into my deployment area, but pretty much everything else was going to get into the killing field at that point, and I think we rolled up one or two more, but it wasn't looking any good, particularly good for him. So we called it here. Um, it was his first game in a while, so we kind of walked through some stuff. But even then, he was doing the right things. But um, when you keep failing your veteran Merlin to to come in on turn 2, um, he lost 3 turns of action with it, and yeah, that's a lot of points sitting out. So when he's rolling boxcars or 11 plus a lot, you can't really do much there. But overall, it was still a really good game. He's still much closer than the points would allow. Like I said, if he was actually had all his stuff on the board. Um, Somewhat when he planned. I think it would have been much closer or win. But either way, we were able to pull out the win. Mainly, he did that high risk, high reward here with the Jeep and the bazooka, um, and it didn't pay off for him this time. But yeah, if you take that out of the equation, it's a draw just on that alone. Everything else being the same. So yeah, it was a really close, fun game, and looking forward to playing him again. Thanks.